Elephants have remarkable memories. Elephants are renowned for their long-term memory. They can remember the locations of water holes and food sources for decades, which is crucial for survival during dry seasons. The matriarch of the herd often relies on her memory to lead the group to essential resources. Elephants can also remember faces, scents, and even past threats, allowing them to avoid potential dangers. In comparison, squirrels remember the locations of food caches for a season, and dolphins can recall the voices of other dolphins for many years. However, elephants' ability to retain both geographical and social information over decades sets them apart. This exceptional memory is deeply tied to their survival and complex social structures. The story of soccer, stopping a war. In 1969, a legendary story emerged about how soccer temporarily halted a war. During the Nigerian Civil War, also known as the Biafran War, Brazilian soccer icon Pelé and his team, Santos FC, visited Nigeria for a friendly match. Remarkably, a ceasefire was arranged so that both sides of the conflict could attend the game. The match, held in Lagos, drew massive crowds and highlighted the unifying power of soccer. Although the ceasefire lasted only a few days, the event is remembered as a testament to the influence soccer can have on society and international relations. The story of Pelé's match continues to inspire discussions about the role of sports in promoting peace. Are tomatoes fruits or vegetables? Tomatoes are botanically classified as fruits, since they develop from the flower of the tomato plant and contain seeds. However, in culinary terms, tomatoes are treated as vegetables because they are used in savory dishes rather than sweet ones. In the United States, a landmark 1893 Supreme Court case classified tomatoes as vegetables for tax purposes. This decision was based on the fact that tomatoes are typically used in salads, sauces, and other savory dishes, not as desserts, which is the usual use for fruits in cooking. Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun, but has extreme temperature variations. Mercury, the planet closest to the Sun, is located about 36 million miles away. While it might seem logical to assume that Mercury would always have high temperatures, it actually experiences dramatic temperature swings. During the daytime, the side facing the Sun reaches scorching temperatures of about 800 degrees Fahrenheit. At night, however, the temperature drops to a freezing -290 degrees. These extreme variations occur because Mercury lacks a significant atmosphere. On Earth, the atmosphere acts like a thermal blanket, retaining and distributing heat to keep temperatures relatively stable. Mercury, on the other hand, only has an extremely thin layer of gases called an exosphere, composed mostly of oxygen, sodium, and potassium. This exosphere is so thin that it cannot retain heat, leaving the planet exposed to the full impact of solar radiation on one side and the freezing vacuum of space on the other. For comparison, the Moon, which also lacks an atmosphere, experiences significant temperature swings as well. with daytime highs of about 260 degrees Fahrenheit and nighttime lows of negative 280. Mercury's extremes are even more pronounced due to its closer proximity to the Sun. Whiskers provide dogs with extrasensory information. A dog's whiskers, known as vibrissae, are highly sensitive touch receptors connected to nerve endings, allowing them to detect even the slightest changes in airflow. These whiskers help dogs sense nearby objects, even in complete darkness, by picking up changes in air currents. Whiskers are especially important for breeds that have longer whiskers, like schnauzers or border terriers, as they help these dogs navigate narrow spaces or detect obstacles. Each whisker is like a mini sensor that helps the dog understand its surroundings, adding an extra layer of perception, particularly for nighttime or low visibility situations. Whiskers can even help dogs measure the width of openings, assisting them in deciding whether or not they can squeeze through. The dew claw, a cat's hidden toe. Cats have a small, extra toe on the side of their front paws called the dew claw. This vestigial digit doesn't touch the ground, but is crucial for tasks like climbing trees or gripping prey. It provides additional traction and balance, especially when scaling vertical surfaces. Although less active in domestic cats, it still requires trimming to prevent it from overgrowing and causing discomfort. Tuna's incredible speed and stamina. Tuna are among the fastest swimmers in the ocean, with species like yellowfin tuna and bluefin tuna capable of reaching speeds over 70 kilometers per hour. This incredible speed is enabled by several unique adaptations. Streamlined body shape. Tuna have sleek, torpedo-like bodies that minimize water resistance. Their crescent-shaped tails generate powerful propulsion, making them even faster than sharks or dolphins in some scenarios. Specialized muscle structure tuna have highly developed red muscle, which is rich in oxygen-storing myoglobin. This allows them to swim long distances without tiring, in contrast to most fish, which rely more on white muscle for short bursts of speed. Countercurrent heat exchange system. Unlike most fish, tuna can maintain their body temperature above that of the surrounding water thanks to a unique circulatory system. This keeps their muscles warm and efficient, enabling sustained, high-speed swimming even in cold waters. For example, Atlantic bluefin tuna have been observed breaching the water's surface at incredible speeds while chasing prey like sardines. Their movements are so rapid that they can rival the speed of seabirds diving for the same fish. Dogs helped indigenous Arctic peoples thrive in harsh climates. For indigenous Arctic communities like the Inuit, dogs were essential partners in survival. Arctic sled dogs, such as the ancestors of the Siberian Husky and Alaskan Malamute, helped transport supplies, hunt for food, and navigate the icy terrain. Their resilience in extreme cold, coupled with their ability to pull heavy sleds over long distances, made dogs critical to daily life in Arctic regions. This partnership between humans and sled dogs dates back at least 9,000 years and continues in some Arctic communities today. Baby elephants stand up remarkably quickly. Baby elephants are able to stand and start walking within a few hours of birth. This instinctive behavior helps them survive in the wild by quickly avoiding potential predators. Newborn elephants are surrounded and protected by their mothers and other herd members as they grow. Compared to other animals, species like horses and deer also walk shortly after birth, but the way elephants' entire herd protects and nurtures the calf is particularly unique. The smallest stadium to host a major match. One of the smallest stadiums to host major soccer matches is the Stade Louis XIII in Monaco. With a capacity of just 18,000 seats, it is not designed for large-scale events. However, AS Monaco regularly uses it as their home ground, even during UEFA Champions League matches against some of Europe's biggest clubs. The intimate size of the stadium brings fans closer to the action, creating a unique atmosphere for players and spectators alike. Matches held here are special experiences that showcase the charm of smaller venues in elite competitions. Dogs can see with their noses. Dogs' sense of smell is so powerful that they can create a mental map of their surroundings based on scent. Each sniff they take brings in a complex array of smells that provide detailed information about their environment, such as the presence of other animals, people, or food. In a way, dogs use their noses like we use our eyes, piecing together a mental picture of where they are and what's around them. This smell map allows dogs to navigate even in areas where they have limited visibility. Tuna's hunting and social behavior. Tuna exhibit both solitary and group behaviors, often forming schools that play a vital role in their hunting strategies and protection. Cooperative hunting tuna schools work together to hunt efficiently. For instance, dozens of tuna can herd schools of smaller fish, like sardines, into tight clusters, making it easier to catch their prey. This cooperative behavior is a hallmark of schooling fish. Social advantage. Schooling also provides protection against predators. Being in a group reduces the chances of any single tuna being targeted by larger predators, such as sharks or other large fish. For example, in the Indian Ocean and Southeast Asia, large schools of tuna are often observed working together to hunt. These schools are also highly valued by fishermen, as they allow for the capture of large numbers of tuna at once. Dogs have been shown to experience grief. Dogs are capable of experiencing grief and have been known to mourn the loss of human or animal companions. After the death of a loved one, many dogs show behaviors such as reduced appetite, sleeping more, and searching for the lost companion. Some dogs even keep vigil by a deceased pet's or person's belongings, showing a deep level of emotional attachment. Studies show that this grieving process can last days or even weeks, indicating just how strong their bonds are. Dogs can detect seizures before they happen. Some dogs have the remarkable ability to detect an oncoming seizure, often before any visible signs appear. It's believed that they can pick up on subtle changes in the body, such as scent variations or small shifts in behavior that signal an impending seizure. This ability has led to the training of seizure-alert dogs, who can provide a warning and give their owners a chance to prepare or find a safe place. Mercury's magnetic field is strongly affected by solar winds. Like Earth, Mercury has a magnetic field, but it is significantly weaker, at only about 1% the strength of Earth's. However, its proximity to the Sun exposes it to intense solar winds, which strongly influence its magnetic environment. The interaction between Mercury's magnetic field and the solar wind creates a dynamic region called the magnetosphere. Mercury's magnetosphere is highly active, with its shape and energy levels constantly changing due to the influence of the solar wind. This interaction channels particles from the solar wind directly onto Mercury's surface, contributing to the formation and maintenance of its thin exosphere. While the process is somewhat similar to how Earth's magnetic field causes auroras, Mercury does not display visible light phenomena like auroras. Studying Mercury's magnetosphere and its interaction with solar wind helps scientists understand how planets in extreme environments interact with space weather. Animals. Interrupting soccer matches. Animals disrupting soccer matches have created some of the most amusing and memorable moments in the sport's history. In the 1950s, a flock of sheep famously wandered onto the field during a match in England, causing the game to pause. Similarly, in 2013, a stray dog ran onto the pitch during a Turkish league match, surprising players and officials alike. One of the most famous incidents occurred in 2016 during a match in Argentina, where an owl perched on the goalpost, temporarily halting the game. Far from being seen as a nuisance, the owl was embraced by fans as an unofficial mascot of the match. These light-hearted moments often provide a welcome break from the intensity of the game. Cats have excellent memory. Cats are known for their impressive memory, particularly when it comes to remembering locations and routines. Studies show that cats have a strong memory of their home layout, including the placement of furniture. Even small changes like rearranging the furniture can catch their attention as they are sensitive to their environment. Cats also remember food-related experiences and their interactions with their owners, retaining long-term memories. This remarkable ability to remember details helps them navigate their environment and maintain a sense of security. Elephants share memories. Within the herd, elephants Elephants do not rely solely on individual memory. They share knowledge within the herd. Older females, known as matriarchs, remember the locations of water and migration routes, and too share this knowledge with younger members. Compared to animals like wolves or bees, which also share information, elephants' ability to pass down long-term complex knowledge across generations is rare. The massive migration journey of tuna are renowned as migratory fish, traveling distances that can span the circumference of the Earth multiple times over a lifetime. For instance, Atlantic bluefin tuna migrate from the western Atlantic near North America to the Mediterranean Sea, covering a round trip of approximately 8,000 kilometers. These migrations are driven by the search for food and spawning grounds. Comparison with other migratory fish. While salmon are also known for their migrations, they typically travel only a few hundred to a few thousand kilometers between rivers and the ocean. Tuna, however, navigate vast open oceans, with some individuals traveling tens of thousands of kilometers. Advanced navigational abilities. Tuna are believed to use the sun's position and Earth's magnetic field to navigate across vast distances. This ability is similar to the navigation systems of sea turtles and pigeons, although the mechanisms behind tuna's precision are still not fully understood. For example, Japanese researchers have tracked bluefin tuna born in the waters near Japan traveling across the Pacific to the waters off California, only to return years later to their birthplace. Such epic journeys demonstrate their unmatched navigational and endurance capabilities. Dogs understand pointing and gestures better than most animals. Dogs are one of the few animals that naturally understand pointing gestures, even if they've never been trained to follow them. Research shows that, unlike wolves, dogs are able to follow a human's finger or gaze to locate an object, making them especially responsive to human communication. This ability might have developed over thousands of years alongside humans, making dogs naturally attuned to our body language and more capable of responding to our gestures. The Prank by Two Ball Boys. In the 1980s, two mischievous ball boys disrupted a match by deliberately swapping the official match ball with another ball. Their prank caused confusion on the field, leading to a temporary suspension of play as officials worked to identify the correct ball. Once the prank was uncovered, the ball boys were promptly replaced. This incident highlights the importance of reliability and professionalism, even among the auxiliary staff in a soccer match. Tomatoes and other vegetables. Shared traits. Tomatoes belong to the nightshade family, the same family as eggplants, bell peppers, and potatoes. These plants share common characteristics, such as producing fruit that contains seeds. Despite their differences in appearance, tomatoes are nutritionally similar to other nightshade vegetables. Tomatoes, like eggplants and peppers, are rich in nutrients like vitamin C and potassium, which are essential for health, particularly heart and immune system function. Dogs can feel jealousy. Studies have shown that dogs can feel jealousy, particularly when they see their owners paying attention to other dogs or even objects that resemble dogs, like stuffed animals. Researchers found that when owners interacted with a fake dog, real dogs displayed behaviors like barking, nudging, or trying to get between the owner and the fake dog, similar to human jealousy. This behavior suggests that dogs form strong attachments to their owners and feel possessive of that bond. The jealousy reaction might be a result of dogs' close social bond with humans, developed over thousands of years of companionship, and highlights the depth of their emotional connection with us. Cats have a sense of time. Cats possess an accurate sense of time, which allows them to anticipate daily routines, such as meal times. Their internal clocks are finely tuned, helping them adapt to human schedules and even learn specific patterns of behavior. This skill is likely inherited from their wild ancestors, who relied on precise timing for hunting and other survival activities. Elephants help regenerate plants. Elephants contribute to the ecosystem by dispersing seeds over large areas, aiding in the regeneration of plants. Their dung contains many undigested seeds, which serve as fertile soil for new growth. While birds and small mammals also spread seeds, elephants' ability to transport seeds over vast distances and in large quantities is unmatched. Elephants sleep very little. Elephants sleep only about 2 to 4 hours a day, much less than most large mammals. This is because they need to spend a significant amount of time eating to sustain their massive bodies. For comparison, lions sleep up to 20 hours a day, but elephants prioritize constant movement and feeding, which helps them survive in their natural habitat. The macaroni skull structure of cats. A cat's skull is incredibly flexible, allowing them to squeeze through tight spaces. If their shoulders can fit, the rest of their body can follow because their shoulder joints are supported by muscles rather than rigid bones. This adaptability evolved in the wild, where cats needed to pursue prey into burrows or escape predators by hiding in narrow spaces. The unique construction of their skeleton ensures they can maneuver through tight spots with ease. Elephants walk quietly and efficiently. Elephants' feet are uniquely designed with a thick layer of fat and sponge-like padding that absorbs impact and minimizes noise. This allows elephants to move quietly despite their massive size. Their walking style, known as pace walking, ensures that at least one foot is always on the ground, providing exceptional stability. Compared to other animals, horses and deer have hard hooves that strike the ground, creating noticeable sounds with each step. Cats and lions, on the other hand, have soft pads that help them move silently for hunting, but lack the ability to support heavy weights like elephants. Elephants' unique foot structure not only reduces noise, but also distributes their weight efficiently, making them one of the quietest large animals. Additionally, their sensitive foot pads allow them to detect vibrations in the ground, enhancing their ability to communicate and sense distant movement. Elephants have an awareness of death. Elephants are known for their special behavior toward death. They often touch the bones of deceased elephants and stay near the site for extended periods. This behavior is rare among mammals and suggests that elephants may understand and respect death. While dolphins and chimpanzees also display some behaviors indicating awareness of death, elephants' ritualistic actions, such as handling bones, are particularly unique. Elephants consume large amounts of food and water. Daily elephants require around 150 kilograms of food and over 50 liters of water every day. They spend the majority of their day eating grass, leaves, and fruits due to their low digestion efficiency, which necessitates consuming large quantities to meet their energy needs. Compared to other animals, cattle eat around 25 kilograms of grass daily, far less than elephants. Camels can survive without water for days, while elephants need constant access to water. This massive consumption means elephants can only thrive in habitats with abundant resources, making them key influencers of their ecosystems. Slow blinking, a sign of trust. When a cat slowly blinks at you, it's a gesture of affection and trust, often called a cat kiss. In the wild, closing their eyes even momentarily can be risky, so this behavior signifies that they feel safe in your presence. You can reciprocate this gesture by slowly blinking back at your cat, which can help strengthen the bond between you. The longest soccer match in history. In 1946, a charity soccer match in Hampshire, England, earned the title of the longest soccer match ever played, lasting an incredible 3 hours and 30 minutes. This match was organized between local workers' teams to raise funds for a community cause. Unlike modern rules, which include penalty shootouts to resolve ties, this game followed a play until there's a winner format. Multiple periods of extra time were added, as neither team could secure victory within the usual 90 minutes, or even the first few extensions. The match finally ended with a score of 5-3. By the end, players were so exhausted that some reportedly needed several days of recovery. Spectators, moved by the perseverance of the teams, donated generously. Today, such prolonged matches are prohibited due to concerns for players' health. This extraordinary game remains a legendary moment in soccer history, symbolizing human endurance and community spirit. Elephants' ears are excellent for thermoregulation. Elephants' large ears, especially those of African elephants, are lined with numerous blood vessels. Flapping their ears helps cool the blood, which circulates throughout their bodies, effectively lowering their body temperature. This adaptation is crucial for surviving in hot climates. Elephants' ears also play a role in communication, sending signals to other members of the herd through movements. Other animals regulate their body temperatures differently. For example, dogs pant and sweat through their paws, while camels retain water and tolerate high body temperatures. Birds, such as vultures, spread their wings to cool off. However, elephants' ability to use their ears as cooling mechanisms is unparalleled, demonstrating a highly specialized adaptation for thermal regulation in hot environments. Best ways to store tomatoes for longer freshness. To keep tomatoes fresh, it's best to store them at room temperature, away from direct sunlight. Refrigerating tomatoes can cause them to lose flavor and become mealy in texture. However, if you need to store them for a longer period, you can refrigerate them, but it's advisable to let them return to room temperature before eating for the best flavor. If you have overripe tomatoes and need to store them for later use, freezing is an option. While freezing changes the texture slightly, frozen tomatoes are great for sauces, soups, and stews, where their flavor can shine. Dogs played vital roles in World War I and II. In both World Wars, dogs were employed in various roles to assist soldiers and save lives. During World War I, dogs served as messengers, delivering critical messages across battlefields. Red Cross dogs were trained to find wounded soldiers and carry medical supplies, while other dogs were trained to detect enemy forces and guard posts. By World War II, dogs were officially recognized as part of the military effort, used for tasks ranging from mine detection to patrolling. Their service was so valued that many war dogs were honored with medals for bravery and dedication, highlighting their role as true heroes in times of crisis. Cats' exceptional night vision. Cats have evolved to be excellent at seeing in low light, a trait inherited from their nocturnal ancestors. Their eyes contain a reflective layer called the tapetum lucidum, which enhances their night vision by reflecting light back through the retina, improving their ability to see in dim conditions. This adaptation helps cats navigate in the dark while hunting and stalking prey. Their vision is optimized for low-light environments, which is why they are such effective hunters at dawn and dusk when light levels are lower. The origin of the penalty mark in soccer. Before 1891, soccer matches lacked a clear way to penalize fouls committed near the goal. Defenders could break the rules with minimal consequences, often disrupting the flow of the game. To address this issue, the penalty mark was introduced, establishing a dedicated spot from which attackers could take a penalty kick after a serious foul. The introduction of the penalty mark sparked intense debate. Critics argued it unfairly favored the attacking team and put goalkeepers at an insurmountable disadvantage. However, advocates for the rule emphasized its necessity to maintain fairness in the sport. The distance of 12 yards from the goal was chosen carefully to balance the chances for both the kicker and the goalkeeper. It allowed the goalie a realistic opportunity to save while giving the shooter a fair chance to score. Over time, the penalty kick has become a defining moment in soccer, creating suspense and drama. Yet it all began as a contentious rule meant to restore sportsmanship. Elephants have remarkable memories. Elephants are renowned for their long-term memory. They can remember the locations of water holes and food sources for decades, which is crucial for survival during dry seasons. The matriarch of the herd often relies on her memory to lead the group to essential resources. Elephants can also remember faces, scents, and even past threats, allowing them to avoid potential dangers. In comparison, squirrels remember the locations of food caches for a season, and dolphins can recall the voices of other dolphins for many years. However, elephants' ability to retain both geographical and social information over decades sets them apart. This exceptional memory is deeply tied to their survival and complex social structures. The debate over changing the size of the goalposts. The dimensions of soccer goalposts were standardized in 1863, set at 732 meters wide and 2.44 meters high. However, during the 1980s, there was a proposal to increase the size of the goalposts to encourage more scoring and make matches more exciting. Critics argued that such a change would disadvantage goalkeepers, as the modern game already demands exceptional physical ability from them. Traditionalists also opposed the idea, claiming it would undermine the sport's heritage. Ultimately, the proposal was rejected, and the goalpost dimensions have remained unchanged. This debate highlights the careful consideration required when modifying the rules of a sport with deep-rooted traditions. The record for the fastest goal in soccer history. The record for the fastest goal in an official soccer match is held by Nawaf Al-Abed of Saudi Arabia, who scored just 2 seconds after kickoff in 2002. The ball was launched directly toward the opposing goal from the center spot, catching the goalkeeper off guard and finding the back of the net. In unofficial matches, there are reports of even faster goals. For example, in the 1960s, an amateur game in England allegedly saw a goal scored within 1 second of kickoff. However, there is no verifiable evidence of this claim. These records underscore the importance of focus and preparedness right from the start of a match. The legend of the goal that crossed the equator. One of the most peculiar urban legends in soccer involves a supposed goal that crossed the equator. According to the tale, a goalkeeper in an equatorial country launched a powerful goal kick that was carried by strong winds over the equator into a neighboring country's territory. While this story is undoubtedly fictional, it reflects the fascination with how environmental factors like wind and altitude affect the game. For instance, in high-altitude stadiums, such as Bolivia's Estadio Hernando Siles in La Paz, balls travel significantly farther due to thinner air, making such super kicks almost believable in the right conditions. Though no real goal has ever crossed the equator, the story captures soccer's ability to inspire imagination and adds a touch of whimsy to the sport's folklore. Longer lifespans in modern cats. The average lifespan of domestic cats has significantly increased in recent decades, now often exceeding 15 years. This improvement is due to better nutrition, routine veterinary care, and the widespread practice of keeping cats indoors, which reduces risks like accidents and diseases. Preventive care, including vaccinations and parasite control, has also contributed to their longevity. Some cats have even been documented living well into their 30s, showcasing how advancements in pet care have made a remarkable difference. Elephant's skin is delicate and requires care. Elephant's skin, though about 2 centimeters thick, is surprisingly sensitive. To protect themselves from insect bites and sunburn, elephants frequently cover their bodies in mud. Other animals, such as hippos, also use mud to protect their skin, but elephants' consistent full-body mud baths are more commonly observed and serve a dual purpose of social bonding and skin care. Global demand and conservation challenges. Tuna's popularity as a delicacy has created high global demand, leading to overfishing and conservation concerns for some species. The value of bluefin tuna. Bluefin tuna, especially prized for sushi and sashimi in Japan, fetch incredibly high prices. For example, in 2020, a single bluefin tuna from Aomori Prefecture was auctioned for over 200 million yen, approximately 1.8 million USD, during the New Year's first catch market in Tokyo. This high market value contributes to overfishing. International conservation efforts. To address declining populations, international organizations such as the International Commission for the Conservation of Atlantic Tunas, ICCAT, and the Western and Central Pacific Fisheries Commission, WCPFC, have implemented quotas and size restrictions for tuna catches. Advances in farming technology. Japan has developed full-cycle tuna farming, where every stage of the tuna's life is cultivated without reliance on wild populations. This innovation aims to reduce pressure on natural stocks while meeting global demand. A prime example is Kindai tuna, a fully farmed bluefin tuna developed by Kinki University in Japan. It is recognized worldwide as a sustainable and environmentally friendly alternative to wild-caught tuna. Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun, but has extreme temperature variations. Mercury, the planet closest to the Sun, is located about 36 million miles away, While it might seem logical to assume that Mercury would always have high temperatures, it actually experiences dramatic temperature swings. During the daytime, the side facing the sun reaches scorching temperatures of about 800 degrees Fahrenheit. At night, however, the temperature drops to a freezing -290 degrees. These extreme variations occur because Mercury lacks a significant atmosphere. On Earth, the atmosphere acts like a thermal blanket, retaining and distributing heat to keep temperatures relatively stable. Mercury, on the other hand, only has an extremely thin layer of gases called an exosphere, composed mostly of oxygen, sodium, and potassium. This exosphere is so thin that it cannot retain heat, leaving the planet exposed to the full impact of solar radiation on one side and the freezing vacuum of space on the other. For comparison, the Moon, which also lacks an atmosphere, experiences significant temperature swings as well, with daytime highs of about 260 degrees Fahrenheit and nighttime lows of -280. Mercury's extremes are even more pronounced due to its closer proximity to the Sun. Why tomatoes change color. Tomatoes change color as they ripen due to a compound called lycopene, which is responsible for the red color. Lycopene is a natural antioxidant that increases as the tomato matures. It has several health benefits, including reducing the risk of heart disease and certain types of cancer. On the other hand, unripe tomatoes are green because of chlorophyll, the green pigment in plants. As the tomato ripens, the chlorophyll breaks down and lycopene production increases, turning the tomato red. Tuna spawning and juvenile growth. Tuna exhibit fascinating spawning behaviors, and their growth from larvae to adults is remarkably fast. For example, a single bluefin tuna can release millions of eggs in one spawning season. Spawning in warm waters. Bluefin tuna spawn in warm waters, such as around Okinawa and Kyushu in Japan, or in the Mediterranean Sea. The optimal water temperature for spawning is between 24 and 29 degrees Celsius, providing an ideal environment for their larvae to grow. Rapid growth rates. Tuna juveniles grow incredibly fast, reaching over 30 centimeters in length within their first year. However, the survival rate of these eggs and larvae is extremely low, with less than 0.01% making it to adulthood. In Japan, aquaculture techniques have significantly improved survival rates. For instance, farmed bluefin tuna larvae are carefully fed and raised under controlled conditions, making Japan a world leader in tuna farming technology. Cat meows are tailored for humans. Wild cats rarely use vocalizations to communicate with each other, relying instead on body language and scent. Domesticated cats, however, have adapted their meows to communicate specifically with humans, often to get attention or express needs. Fascinatingly, cats can modify the pitch and tone of their meows depending on their relationship with a specific person, showing a remarkable level of social intelligence. Dogs' ears are highly expressive. Dogs have more than a dozen muscles in their ears that allow them to move and adjust their ear positions based on sounds, moods, and intentions. These muscles enable them to tilt, raise, lower, and swivel their ears, allowing them to communicate effectively and express emotions without needing words. For instance, ears perked up and facing forward can indicate interest or alertness, while ears flattened back often signal fear or submission. Some breeds, like German Shepherds, are known for their especially expressive ears, which they can adjust to show a wide range of emotions. Scientists believe dogs evolved to use ear positions as a communication tool, making it easier to interact with both humans and other dogs. The match with the largest attendance in soccer history. The most attended soccer match in history took place during the 1950 FIFA World Cup final between Brazil and Uruguay at the Maracana Stadium in Rio de Janeiro. Official records state that 109,854 spectators were present, though unofficial estimates suggest that over 200,000 people packed into the stadium. This match, known as the Maracanazo, or the Maracana tragedy, is infamous for Brazil's shocking 2-1 defeat, despite being the overwhelming favorite. The loss plunged the entire nation into mourning. The massive crowd size was possible due to the lack of modern seating and safety regulations, making it an unparalleled event in soccer history. Overfishing and international conservation challenges. The high demand for tuna has led to overfishing, threatening the survival of certain species and raising global conservation concerns. Endangered tuna species. Some tuna species, such as bluefin tuna and yellowfin tuna, are listed on the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, Red List, signaling the need for urgent protection. Global conservation efforts. Organizations like the International Commission for the Conservation of Atlantic Tunas, ICCAT, and the Western and Central Pacific Fisheries Commission, WCPFC, have implemented measures such as fishing quotas and seasonal bans to manage tuna populations sustainably. For example, international collaborations now use electronic tagging systems to track tuna migration patterns, providing valuable data to improve conservation policies. Dogs' eyes have a reflective layer that improves night vision. Dogs are excellent at seeing in low light conditions thanks to a special reflective layer in their eyes called the tapetum lucidum. This layer acts like a mirror, bouncing light back through the retina and giving dogs an extra boost in dim lighting. It's also what causes their eyes to appear to glow at night or in photos. This feature likely developed from their wild ancestors who needed to hunt and stay safe during nighttime hours. Tail wagging communicates. Different emotions. Dogs use their tails as a primary way to communicate, but not all tail wags mean the same thing. Scientists have found that the position, direction, and speed of a wag can each convey different messages. For instance, a tail wagging high and fast usually indicates excitement or happiness, while a slower, low wag can signal caution. Interestingly, dogs tend to wag their tails more to the right when they are feeling positive emotions, like seeing their owner, and more to the left when feeling anxious or unsure. This asymmetrical wagging shows that dogs may even process emotions differently in each side of their brain, much like humans do.